it's.
Hi, I'm Al Baldessaro,
And I'm Janine Nodder.
and we are the good, the bad, and the ugly,
I'll be the good.
and I'll be the bad, and we have guests we'll
Uh-oh.
consider the ugly. No, we're just kidding. This show here is going to be about actually the
How you
good,
doing?
Yeah,
the bad,
okay,
the
all right.
ugly on legislation in the past session. We have my good friend Representative Ken Gidge from Nashua, who is a Democrat who sits in front of myself at the
Behind
State
me.
House and right behind Representative Janine Nodder. And we have a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. We joke back and forth. And he's
We
kind of
use-
surprised me on a few of his
Yeah,
votes.
And we use Ken to pass things back and
That's
forth.
right, we do,
Because
and-
you're in a good spot right between us.
And every once in a while, I have to hit him in the back of the head and say, "Why'd you vote that way?" No,
Yes,
I
I've
don't.
got your
Hey,
voting
welcome to
record.
Londonderry. I know
I
we're
already
so
shook
far
your hand,
away.
but
Yeah.
It wasn't on
you,
camera.
you guys, I love this, Al. You're really something else. The good, the bad, the ugly. No, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Who's the
What
ugly
we sh-
ugly?
What we should have had was we should have had you sitting in between Janine and myself, so we could have said what a thorn, in between two
Oh,
roses,
no, you
or
would-
something
you
like
would
that,
say
or is
two-
the thorn over there?
Thorn
Did I get
between
it right?
two roses.
Yeah,
Isn't
there
that
we
the way
go.
it
Yeah, I
goes?
don't know, something like
But
that.
that would make me the thorn. But if we put you
Yeah,
in the middle,
We wanted him to be the thorn.
Then you could be the thorn.
I want
Yes.
everybody, you guys probably know these Republicans. In my opinion, the yahoos, which means you're so conservative, you're not the party anymore of no, you're the party of nothing.
no, it's no. K-N-O-W.
All
You,
right.
you had that
Oh.
wrong. Just
All right,
wanted to let you know.
I have that wrong, but I want everyone to know. I mean, you're good people. We do have fun. But this is how strong I have to be for them to put Al behind me and you in front of me.
Two
I mean,
high
give me a break. You
conservatives.
guys have to
It could
box
be the other
me
way
in.
around, but then you'd be looking at the back of his head instead
That's
of
right.
mine. So.
Yes. And of
I don't
course, Janine there is always smiling, and me, I'm always whispering nice things in your ear.
No, Al, for those who don't know, Al can't whisper. His whisper, you should be an actor because actors need to be way, on the stage and whisper. Boy, I'll tell you, well, you have a very distinctive voice. I have a face for radio.
That's
you
why
have
we
a
called you
face,
the ugly.
Excuse me, you have a face for TV.
Right.
But you got a voice for radio.
No.
Really, it's very distinctive.
Well, the reason we brought.
But you have to be intelligent, and that I understand it's very difficult,
Well,
especially when you're
you
Republican.
do know I was elected by my
Oh.
peers as one of the tri-chairs of the House Republican Alliance, and we are the strong voice on the floor that take on your Democrats here.
Everyone knows then the type of mess we're in.
That's right.
It's
and
with-
the
but you
Democrats
get
put us
voted
there.
in.
Because we didn't have the majority.
Why are we in the mess?
Oh,
The Democrats
I
once
see.
again, huh?
You don't have the majority. What happened?
Well,
Voter
that's what we're here
fraud.
to talk about.
You had it for 2 years, and then you guys screwed up. And look, I'm the majority.
Well, you're only temporary.
But
because
wait.
Because it's
Come,
temporary.
come to November 2014, that's all going to change.
That's impossible.
But we're going to look out for you. I will,
That-
under Bill
that's
O'Brien's leadership, I will look
impossible
out for you.
guys to win. All people have to start to realize of what you guys did
Mm-hmm.
when the supermajority, after you did it, people said, no, we don't want you guys anymore. And now we're the majority.
Since he
we'll
brought
see.
up, Janine, about what we did, I think we need to get into it here in a minute. But I want the people to know
Excuse
I'm
me,
watching
I'm
this
over
here.
here.
I'm going
You
to
can-
ignore
you
him
can
for a
talk
second.
to me.
I'm
over
ignoring him for a
here.
second because
You
he talked
talk to
about
her
what
all
we
the
did.
time.
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll be
this-
right back. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back to you. Hey, but anyways, I try to get
This
other
is what
Democrats
happens.
from local on the show. I asked
All
Lisa
right.
Whittemore.
Two
I asked Tammy
Republicans,
Seekman,
one Democrat.
who is the
I mean,
the town chair. If
they're
I can get some other
talking
Democrats,
together.
and he's the only
Like
one
I'm
with the
not
guts that
here.
wanted to come on.
My name is
But
Ken
can we?
Gidge.
Where do you
How
want
are
to
you?
start off
I'm
when we
gonna
go
do my own
against
show
them?
here.
Let me go
Pretty
against
soon.
Ken. Well,
Ken, let's
Well,
start
oh.
off with a bill here.
Oh my God!
you
you
want
guys-
to go? Well, let's see. Well, I wanted to thank you for walking out on the vote, because a yay would have indicated support for killing a bill to boost charter school funding to help give parents more choices in
that's right. You did
education
walk
and
out
help
on
their
that vote,
children
huh?
succeed. So that was House Bill 435. I just looked you up. Oh,
I got in a lot of
Yeah.
trouble because I am just one of those people, and it was quoted in the Telegraph, which we'll get to in a minute.
Right.
I have some absenteeism, okay, and I say
Yeah, but you
real
were sick there,
simple:
too, for a
if
little
I
while.
can't vote with Republicans, and can't vote against Democrats, I get up and walk about 25 feet and stand outside the door, like a lot of people
Right.
do. The vote takes place, and then you walk in. So,
But why does some of the Democrats do it? Because you don't want any arguments?
What,
or
what would they
hard
do to you
time?
if you voted with us? What would happen?
I mean, what would happen?
We all know what happens when the Republicans voted against the Republicans last time. If I remember correctly,
that's not-
the people
no.
who wanted unions, and you
Nothing.
guys didn't want unions, and the guys who wanted unions, who are Republicans,
Mm-hmm.
lost their seats and chairs.
Only a couple. Matter of fact, one of them was the chairman, who's a good friend of mine, Representative Gary Harper.
And he's also good friends with
But
the
I was
former
in the
speaker.
room with
So
the
he
speaker.
lost his chair because he voted the way you
No,
didn't want him to vote.
Because I was in the
Because
in the
he
room
was
with the
in leadership.
speaker when the speaker asked him, Gary, as a chairman, we have to be unified. And if you're not going to be unified as chairman, then I can't have you as a
Oh,
chairman.
wait.
And
So-
he said to Bill, he said, "Ben, they're friends. We go out all the time. Gary Harper and Bill O'Brien, myself.
Yeah, but let's get
Bob
something.
T. Barrage was kicked out
Let's
of
get
his
something.
chairmanship.
Yeah.
Let's
How
get
about
something
T. Barrage?
straight.
T.
This
Barrage was
is-
kicked out
This
by
is
the
the
Democrats.
chair,
And-
a
Yeah,
chair
yes,
of
and-
the committee
Yes, and
didn't
that's
vote
what
the way
happened.
you guys wanted
Okay.
him
That's
to vote.
what happened
And
to
what
Bob T. Barrage.
happens?
How about
You get
Representative
rid of him,
Taberge?
and now you complain about
Okay,
us?
What
You
happened?
guys
to
are terrible.
What happened
Yeah.
to Representative
Republicans are
Taberge
out of
Same
control.
and Chris
Same
Roberts?
thing.
Representative, both of them were chairman. Did not vote the way Norelli wanted them. They lost their chairs.
I
was-
don't remember that.
I remember.
See,
Oh
I
no,
do.
you
I
can't.
don't remember.
Oh, that's a
I
Democrat.
I wasn't
No.
even in the House at the
Yeah.
time, but
I
I
was
remember.
there.
I'm not going to say you lie. You
I
fib
was
a lot,
there.
Al. Let's
No,
Chris
it's
Roberts
not
was
a
my
fib.
chairman.
You
Ask
fib
him.
too.
No, I do not.
Did
I
you know
do.
Chris
I do
Roberts and
not.
I
I
served in
admit
the
it.
Marines
No, 'cause then I
together?
gotta-
Chris is a brother of mine. He's a Democrat.
You
He
get-
was the chairman of my committee. Him and I were in the same unit in the Marine Corps, and we were in the same unit. We went to Desert Storm.
Al.
an Alex.
And he got relieved.
So you didn't stick up for a person who
I did
was
stick
the
up for him.
chair, and he loses it because he doesn't
Well,
vote the way
why didn't
one
you?
person.
I did stick up for
Do you-
him.
I don't think people realize how awful
But
it
the
is.
thing is,
Loses
you bring
the
up
chair.
what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say
like
is that
T. Barrage and we're
Janine?
trying to tell you, you're not
Shame.
listening.
Shame on
We're-
you guys.
You're mentioning one Republican,
you
and
go after-
and he's got an
and
example
we're
of
saying
two
it's
Democrats.
Both parties.
It's a
And
chair.
they both did it.
But
Yeah,
both parties, don't
you're
just
not
blame the
hearing us.
Republicans.
You didn't
Both-
vote the way you wanted, and you
You
fired
don't,
him.
you don't listen.
He's
That's
not-
why we
awful.
don't talk together.
We'll tell the people. Okay, when the Democrats were in charge, was it 3 terms ago? Or
Yeah,
three terms ago. Robert T. Barrage was the chairman, and Chris Roberts was the
Chris
chairman.
Roberts, yes.
And they were both relieved of their chairmanship because they didn't vote the way their party told them to.
That's right. And the speaker
yes.
came down on a special. Norelli came down past the gavel, come down to speak on a bill, and she lost. And she was pissed.
Was that the bathroom bill?
Yes, the bathroom bill.
Oh, the bathroom
bathroom
bill. You know,
bill.
I
Right.
made a YouTube video about that bathroom bill.
That
It got a
bathroom
lot
bill.
of hits. And
Well, can you tell them, first of all, what the bathroom bill was that the Democrats were trying to pass?
yes, it was to make all the bathrooms unisex. I don't want to use the bathroom
No.
with men.
Now, wait, now-
They have
Hold-
terrible
hold-
aim.
hold-
and
yeah,
the-
go ahead.
Hold on,
I
hold
don't
on
want
a
it.
second.
Okay.
Hold
Hold
on
on.
a
You don't
second.
remember the bathroom bill?
You guys,
you there that day?
unisex bathrooms.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to tell you, but all over Europe and basically the
This
world,
isn't Europe.
that's the way it works. Having said that, I don't want women in the bathroom,
How many
and you
rapes?
don't want it. But
Yeah.
it didn't have
All
anything
over
to do
Europe.
with men and women. It had something to
Okay.
do with a transsexual.
How many rapes all over
who
Europe
is a
end up in
man
those unisex
who thinks he's a
bathrooms?
woman. What?
How many rapes have happened in those unisex bathrooms throughout Europe? Have you even looked at the study?
How many rapes
Have you
in
looked at the study
bathrooms
on the
because men
unisex?
go in a bathroom?
And with women or children? With children, yes.
That's awful to say that,
also,
Al.
besides-
Where are your statistics?
How many?
Where are your
That's what I'm
statistics?
asking you. I'm asking you.
You have none.
There was stuff that came up there on the floor
That's
before
and
on
wait-
issues
wait a
that
minute.
with those unisex
Didn't
bathrooms.
you say, weren't you the one who complained that they spent $72,000 too much on a woman's bathroom?
To
It was
redo
Weren't you the one?
$75,000.
Okay, I was
Okay,
wrong.
this was in my YouTube video because I brought the camera up. I
Thank
showed
you.
the
Excuse
bathroom.
me.
They
Excuse-
allotted $85,000.
It's a bathroom,
Are you hearing
a
that?
woman's bathroom.
Yes, and the
You wanna go
Democrats
in a
spent
woman's bathroom?
$75,000
She
on it.
uses the bathroom. Explain to 'em.
I'll
Okay,
tell you
he
what.
won't
So the
stop talking. I can't.
Republicans are
can
complaining
you-
because they fix a woman's
Ken.
bathroom.
Ken,
So there.
can you give
they
it a
fix
break for a
I'm
second?
telling you, this is
Ken,
the way they
Ken,
are.
Ken,
Ken,
we'll,
can
we'll
you
let
give
you.
it-
We'll let you talk in just a second. Okay, the third floor bathroom at the State House, the one right across from the Speaker's office. When Terry Norelli was the Speaker,
First term. Mm-hmm.
her first term, $85,000 was allotted to fix up that one bathroom. They only spent $75,000. Okay,
Only.
it's got pewter fixtures, some upgraded sinks. The toilets are undersized, so there was an issue with the plumbing. A lot of the expense was cleaning the marble, because the walls are marble. It's an old state house. That was a lot of money, and the Republicans were outraged. And I made that YouTube video. I showed everybody the bathroom that all that money was spent on. Fran Windeblow was there was some kind. She was giving tours of the bathroom.
How could somebody find YouTube?
And I heard men saying that if they passed that bathroom bill, they were going to go up and use that bathroom and make it stinky. And you know you men have terrible aim. American women do not want to share a bathroom with men.
What do you think of that? That's coming from a female from Merrimack.
I will say out of
one of our strong conservative representatives.
And I
but
can't
if we have no women's
if
bathroom,
this is all you guys have.
No,
is
we
a
don't.
woman's bathroom.
No, we got a lot. We got a lot.
I caught him.
Tell you what.
I caught him right now. Didn't I catch
No, this isn't
I
all.
caught you
No,
guys.
you didn't.
The
Woman's
facts.
bathroom.
The fact.
Oh, give me a break.
You know how can they look at that YouTube that you did a few years ago?
Oh, I took it down.
Oh, did you take it down?
I did take it down.
That's all
Okay.
you've got.
We have the facts. Now, you know, since we're talking about facts, hey, let's get into the gas tax.
Oh, the gas tax.
There's another vote that you voted with us.
Okay, wait a minute. Before they get into the gas tax, there's the camera. Okay, here's the camera. I just must tell you that I'm the only Republican who basically debates Democrat who debates
See how
Oh,
Republicans.
it's my earrings, my little elephant earrings. They've got you confused.
And
Welcome
my
to the party.
debating partner was Bill O'Brien. And Bill kept saying, we've got to get guests. And I said, Bill, these shows are incredible. So one day I walk in and he brings guests. Now, I'm a Democrat.
He
Pam
told us
Tucker.
the story last
Yeah,
time.
he did.
Yeah.
Al Basaro, right here, this gentleman right here.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Bill O'Brien and me.
Pam Tucker, too, don't forget.
And I had to apologize
And we-
because everybody knows it takes 4 Republicans to beat up 1 Democrat. And you guys now are going to go after me, just 2 of you? You don't have a chance.
Oh, give it a break.
gas
will you?
tax.
Give it
I
a
mean,
break.
give me
Let's talk about the gas tax. Matter of fact, the only one in my town, Democrat Lisa Whitmore, voted for the gas tax. Now, I would support a gas tax if I seen that 100% of the 18 cents today
You wouldn't
is going to the gas tax.
vote a gas tax.
Okay, but it's not. 23 or 24% is
You're
being
big
siphoned off in
babies,
different
big
directions.
babies. You know,
It's being raided.
we're
call
a
us big
tourist
babies.
state. We have to have good roads. We
I
have
wanna
to have
know
good
is
bridges.
why did you vote
And
with the
guess-
Republicans?
And guess what?
Yep.
What?
I want to know, why did you vote with the Republicans on
I
the gas
didn't
tax?
vote for the
You
with the
voted against
Republicans.
the gas tax.
Oh, hold on a second. Whoa.
Or did you walk?
You voted against
I
it, though.
can't
He
find
voted.
it.
I seen him.
I can't-
I
Oh.
even patted him on his back. Why did you vote with the Republicans on the gas tax?
It was
Because
an
he likes
accident.
it.
You
No.
shouldn't have done it.
You secretly like
Should've
us.
done it.
Admit it, Ken. You
That's right.
secretly like us.
You like us Republicans.
No, I'll tell you why. You want to know? Purely political. That's why.
I mean,
because
why?
I knew you guys were going to use this. I know I do TV, and I had to come in and defend myself.
But tell me
and
why.
I don't want to. And I would have voted for it. And quite simply, is we haven't had a gas tax in how many years?
Since
20
1994 or something like
years.
that, yeah.
All right.
So does that mean we
So
need one?
We
get,
cut
oh
the gas
yes,
tax last
oh
time. We
yes,
had the
we
Then why are
do.
we ciphering
So
money
they
out of the
take
gas tax?
93 and they stop building it. It's just there like an old carcass.
co-sponsored-
So guess what? We've got to build it. We have to get it through. We need people to come into the state. You want us to grow. You want us to become strong. You want more jobs, but yet you want to let them come into New Hampshire on bad roads and
No,
bridges?
what I
That's not
want is
true.
the gas
That's not
tax
true.
money to go for the roads
100%.
only and stop all those
Why
other
did you
hands
vote
from
against
being
the
digging
Bill
into the
O'Brien
cookie
amendment?
jar.
I
So
co-sponsored.
you're
that
for
money
the
is being used for all
So
these
you're
different
for
things.
a gas tax then?
No,
only-
no.
wait,
no,
Only
only-
enough for the
okay,
roads.
100% of that gas tax we have today
Hold on.
goes to
Hold
the
on a
roads.
second. So let me see if I've got this on record.
I don't want an increase.
If it goes the way you want it and the money goes just to one area, you would vote for a gas tax?
Let me wait.
We already have
Can I
it.
explain something?
now
I
wait a
don't
minute.
want an increase
No,
in
no,
gas
question.
tax.
Can I
Reduction.
answer this for you?
Sure.
I'm not
Yeah,
answering
go
for you.
ahead.
I'm
Go
answering
ahead.
for Al Baldessaro. We put in an amendment to make sure 100% of the gas tax went to the gas tax in order to see if we can afford to maintain our roads at 100% of that 18 cents. The Democrats turned it down. If 100% fails and I see that the roads need to be repaired and a gas tax needs to happen, I would support it because of a gas tax.
You just changed
I'm
your
telling you.
mind.
No,
You just said that if you knew 100% of it was going to go for highways,
Yes.
you would have voted for it. Now you're changing your mind.
No, of the 18 cents.
All of a sudden.
Of the
you know,
18
Al, you're a
cents.
great guy.
No.
I love you.
Do you know what the difference
I
is?
knew
18
it.
cents,
But guess
4.2.
I knew you liked us. I
Hey.
knew it.
18 cents is the tax today. Hasn't been changed in 20 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, now hear me out.
I think we've done pretty good. haven't
23
we?
or 24% of that money is being diverted.
You know,
$38 million
Listen,
in 2010 was taken out of the gas tax and went to operating funds. Here we go again. Ask me what that money went to.
2010? Wasn't Bill O'Brien
No,
there?
no.
Wasn't
the
Bill
Democrat,
there? And what
Speaker
did
Norelli.
what did the speaker do
Norelli.
this time around?
O'Brien didn't take over until
Hospitals,
11-12.
They paid so much, we paid
O'Brien
them
did
back.
not
We
speak
didn't
at
pay them
11-12.
back.
He
And guess
fixed
what
it.
happened? We got sued. $400 million it may cost us. You're the Republicans. You're the guys who say,
Right.
hey, no taxes, you know, big tax spender, Ken Gidge, Democrat. I mean,
Oh, can we
No, no.
use that?
I can't
Big
call
tax
you a
spender
big
Ken
tax.
Gidge.
Yeah, but we can't
big
because
tax
he
spender
voted
Ken
with
Gidge.
the
To the
Republicans.
representative.
Hey, you know, on his TV show there, I'm co-host with him in Nashua. I asked Ken, do the people in Nashua have deep pockets? Nashua, like Londonderry, a lot of my constituents drive to Massachusetts, work there. They don't have deep pockets. When you put in a 4.2-cent gas tax and you add it up to 18, 20-gallon tank, it adds up. That could be a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread a week.
You know, Al, you guys can keep doing this and you can keep saying this, but we are a tourist state.
So that
we're
means-
also a state that
Okay.
wants to bring money in.
now we've
If
come
I
full
did
circle.
not think
So go after
We already
the
said
locals then.
4.5 cents gas tax. If I did not think we could get 6 cents out of that, I wouldn't say I would have voted for it.
Then why
But
did you-
we can. We need the
Then
highways.
why did you not
we
vote for it
need the
then?
bridges. We need the people to come up here in New Hampshire.
Can you be
More
honest?
people are coming up in New
You're
Hampshire.
a Republican behind the scenes.
I am
Be
not a
honest.
Republican.
Then why did you vote with us against the gas tax?
Will you stop? What do you mean I voted for you? With you?
You voted with
I
us
didn't vote
Republicans.
with you.
You winked at me.
It was an
I
accident.
thought you were going to give me a hug.
What do you mean I
Winked at
winked?
you?
I thought you were going to get. I thought he was
do
going to get
not
up from his
wink.
seat and a high five.
He'll go into a woman's bathroom. I will not give him a week. Week or wink. I don't
No,
know.
but okay.
You guys
well,
must have fun
I
on
want to
your
thank
other
you
show,
for
huh?
voting with the Republicans on
Yeah,
where,
thank you, Ken. That was
because
good of you.
most of them bridges
it's
that
good.
they said are red listed are only red listed because of federal law.
Wait a minute. They're red listed. Federal law. So we got companies coming up here, and the first thing they look at is infrastructure, and they say,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, they got 19 red bridges, and they need 4 bridges for our trucks
Mm-hmm.
to drive over, so we don't fix them. But because they're red, and because
Mm-hmm. You know-
it's a federal, you say it's wrong?
Yes. Do you know on New Jersey? You know the New Jersey barriers, right? If you take a look at the 93 up by the
I
toll
don't like
booths,
Those
New
are
Jersey.
we used to
expensive.
have the
You don't like New
you know
Jersey?
those reels we used to
Right.
have.
Now we have those
But the
heavy
federal law
concrete
says
things.
no, New Jersey barriers. Okay, so now in order to comply with federal money that we get for the highway, we have to put in spend more money on these Jersey barriers instead of putting the reels
And
like we
why
always
do
had.
you think they do that?
Because they feel that bigger government knows everything better than us.
Because in the short term, in the long term, you save money and you save lives.
It costs us more money.
Because when you hit one of these barriers, you don't go over it. And the way it's shaped like this, you go alongside of it. That saves lives.
I don't wanna
That
find
saves
out.
money.
Yeah.
You don't have to
I don't see-
repay,
Yeah.
Why
repair
is
the
New
barriers.
Hampshire one
and
of the
you
safest
guys,
roads
what's
in the
wrong
country?
with you?
Why are we have
Over
some of the
cement.
best
They make a
roads?
block of cement
Why
and it
the-
lasts forever.
Why, by the
roads
studies that have been out there, New Hampshire has some of the best roads in the country? How
Yeah,
come?
you know, when you drive back
How come?
from Massachusetts into New Hampshire, like going into Nashua, there's a line in the road, and as soon as you cross over into New Hampshire, instantly the roads are better
Now,
and the air is fresher.
when
Have
you
noticed?
drive through Merrimack,
The air is fresher.
when you drive through Merrimack like Londonderry,
Give me a
you
break.
see they maintain their roads. They take the money that the state gives them from the gas tax and they repair their roads. Drive through Nashua. Is Nashua diverting that money somewhere else? Why isn't Nashua maintaining their roads? They want to blame the state. Those are town, city, and town roads, a lot throughout the state that need work, not
Let
state
me
highways.
see why. When you guys got up there, the first thing you guys said is tax, spend. We're going to cut
we never
all
said
sorts of
tax.
things
We
out.
never said
and
tax.
guess
No,
what?
we
No
don't
tax.
like
No
taxes.
tax.
We don't
Okay,
like
no
We
taxes.
don't like taxes.
We don't
And
even
so
like spending.
you added, you
Yep.
took a 10 cents off a cigarette
Right.
tax.
Why?
Which became $40 million
No, it
in
didn't.
cost.
No, it
so
didn't.
when there's no money up at the state cannot give it back to
Was
the
there a
roads.
surplus?
For the
Was
roads
there a
and the
surplus under the
towns,
O'Brien budget?
and guess what happens? This is what happens. We can't repair the roads. They have to use the money. New Hampshire has to balance the budget. It's a law.
Right, it's required.
Nashua has to balance
Right.
the budget.
And,
they do it any way they can do
shouldn't be
it.
balanced with a credit card to pay for
Like
a
you
credit
did,
card.
that's right,
which
to
is
pay
what
operation.
happened
You
before
borrowed money for
2010.
operation
How do
expenses.
you get away with this?
Because
You
the
guys
facts.
did
How
it.
do you do with a credit
The facts
card?
you did.
guys-
You
weren't you
borrowed
there?
money.
If you're so good, why did they get rid of you?
What do you,
The supermajority, for God's
Well,
sakes.
it may have had something to do with all those
Obama.
same-day voter registrations that we couldn't track
now
down.
it's the same
Over
day voter
100,000 new
registration.
voters in New
Oh,
Hampshire.
Yes.
Over 100,000,
Give me a
If
121
you
to be
truly
exact.
believe that the
me
Democrats
a
won
break.
with just people from
Oh,
New Hampshire,
wait,
then
wait,
prove it.
wait a minute.
You support
How-
having only people with IDs that can prove that they're residents of the state vote, and then we'll
Yeah.
see.
Hey, since we're jumping
and,
around,
and
is
that
there voter
happened
fraud in
all
New
over the
Hampshire?
United States, so you guys lost the presidency by a lot.
We're talking here in New
Against
Hampshire.
Romney.
We're talking
I
about
don't
New
care what
Hampshire.
happened in other
Yeah.
states.
Oh, really?
I'm saying here in New
Those
Hampshire,
voting
lost.
machines.
over 100,000
So what has that got to
new
do with
voters.
you?
What has to do with
What's
us?
that got
Because
to do with you?
Because we had
You
all
are a
these new
state.
voters coming in. Obama
So they came up
beat us
here and they-
fair and square. He beat us. I'm
I don't-
admitting
I
to
don't-
it.
yeah, you
He
can
had the
believe that if you want.
technology. Republicans were out with clipboards.
Yeah.
But we got smarter now.
Yeah,
He-
deep
I-
pockets,
yeah.
give
I want
everybody
you to know,
buying votes with
right.
giving away
Democrats had to
iPhones
teach
with
the
taxpayers'
Republicans.
money.
Look
I'm
at the
glad you
welfare
did say that.
rolls.
Democrats
A lot
have
of
to teach the
them were sent
Republicans.
messages.
Now we know,
People
but
on
you
welfare
lost.
were sent messages to get out there and vote, okay? To get the vote out. Look, when you give people free cell phones, TANF, food stamps for the rest of their life, you know, naturally they're going to continue to vote Democrat.
You know, I'll tell you what, you can't get away with this much longer because right here in the paper, it's the Congress of the United States of America has a 13% rating. 13%. If that ever happened to the two of us, the three of us, we'd be out. We'd be gone. So what is it? It's the Republicans constantly stopping.
Now, you
letting
heard it from a
nothing
Democrat,
get up,
13%.
nothing moving
That means
forward.
Carol Shea Porter
and
in Custer
that's
has to go.
what
Thank you.
guys did here in the state of New Hampshire. You did nothing.
You heard
and
it
when you
right
did
here.
nothing, people said they're not worth nothing, and you two got thrown out.
We,
And I just said-
we're
we got
still.
thrown out?
I didn't get thrown out.
No,
Not
I'm
yet.
sorry.
I didn't
Not
get
yet.
thrown
Your
out.
party got
Her and
thrown
I,
out.
both of us got.
Can you imagine 297 to 103, and I was one of the 103? You know how bad you guys were? You were awful.
I know, we were
That's how
just
come
like
you
speaking
lost
to
it.
Relly. What a
I know,
bully she was.
imagine cutting the
The way-
government and trying to save the
At
taxpayers'
least
money and help the businesses so that they could hire people.
Under
I
Bill
see your
O'Brien
point.
versus Norelli, at least every amendment was heard, and many of them had a hearing, okay, or was tried to brought up in committees. Norelli brought up, Democrats brought up illegal amendments, non-germane amendments. They brought up the Medicaid Expansion Amendment that was never even went to your committee, the Commerce. By the way, he sits on Commerce, the insurance, Medicaid Expansion. In banking,
And consumer
never
affairs.
went to his
don't wanna be on
committee,
that committee.
went to
Yeah.
Finance and Ways and Means, sat in with Finance. So the duty experts on insurance never had a say on Medicaid expansion here in the state of New Hampshire. Why?
Why should we? It was so good. We all know.
Oh, it's so good.
48,000 people with absolutely no insurance.
my
61% of them are women, and
Yeah.
you guys are having
But see, the
problems
people
with
don't
women.
know this
So
stuff.
we needed Medicaid. And
We
that's part of
needed
the
Medicaid.
great Obama's health care process.
Right.
Part of it is Medicaid. But you guys won't bring that up,
Yep.
will you?
He's right. We needed Medicaid. You know, we already had Medicaid
and
for
guess-
low-income people.
guess
but
what?
what we needed to do was knock people off their insurance so we can get them Reel them in on the government
And
dole.
you know what's
42,000 people on the government
Do
dole.
you know
knocked
what's
off their
so
insurance.
interesting about that Medicaid?
What's
Medicaid
interesting?
and Obamacare.
What's interesting?
In New Hampshire, they estimated there would be 20,000 people going on Obamacare.
But
It
were-
turned
were
out to
they
be
pe-
40,000
Because you knocked off 22,000.
people.
You knocked off people that already had
22,000,
private
you took
insurance.
away
You
their
put them into
insurance.
Medicaid.
Oh, wait a minute. But the process is working for more people. More people are having insurance.
Naturally.
And that's bad.
Yeah, it is
No,
because you're making.
that's
How much
good.
is your deductible? Since you
That's
lost your
good.
insurance, how much is your deductible?
It's more than the cost of a new roof.
Well,
No,
the
she got knocked off.
deductible-
She lost her insurance, a state rep. Okay, her deductible is
did-
what, over 5,
we
6,
didn't
7,000?
We just got a terrible package. It's I can't believe how we have medical. I have 2 sons that were in the hospital this year, and I'm still paying those hospital bills.
You know, well, hold on a
We used to
second.
have
Where
good
is the
insurance.
deal?
Hold on.
Where
a
is the
no,
benefit
hold
to the
on-
people?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I understand that, and I understand that whole process. I'm in insurance up at the state of New Hampshire. I'm telling you, I absolutely agree with you. But all you guys want to do is just abandon, get rid of Obamacare,
Right.
instead of plugging in things that are necessary. The
Needs to be
skeleton
replaced.
of the insurance is what it is and will always be. Get over it. Now start doing what you need. Is you need a lower premium. Also,
did
guess
the
what?
money come
We
There's
had
only
it.
one
We had
it for
insurance
Obamacare.
company.
We had it.
There's only one insurance company in the state of New Hampshire, and that's Anthem. Nashua lost one of
Thanks
its
to
hospitals.
Senator Shaheen,
Yes.
who was the Governor Shaheen,
Nashua,
who forced all these
Nashua
insurance
lost
companies
one
out.
of its hospitals, the second largest city. We lost a hospital, only one hospital. So I went to Anthem and I said, wait a minute. You said you're saving money by only having 10, and you got rid of our hospital over in Nashua, Southern Regional. How much does it cost to plug in another hospital? Wouldn't tell me. How much would it cost?
Anthem don't want
TV cameras come in.
Right.
I have the opportunity now to ask her again. You know what she did? She got up and she left because she didn't want to answer the question.
Who's she?
When I
Antrim.
left there,
Antrim Insurance.
that's right, you know who it is.
Right.
I don't want to mention
Yeah.
any names because she had done a few good things also. But what she whispered in my ear, and I won't say she, it was a he who whispered in my ear, said, you're never going to find out. You're never going to
right.
find out.
Because it was
so
some
here
court
is what
cases.
Anthem is doing to you guys. We need more insurance companies coming into the state of New Hampshire.
Those 10 hospitals, a
In
lot of
fact-
them there did not want to do business with Antrim because
That's
they were
not
undercutting them.
true.
They were undercutting, paying less money.
I'll tell you
Meanwhile,
what.
they're making millions of
I'll tell
dollars
you.
in profit.
This whole
Southern-
thing is a mess.
Southern wanted to do business, and in fact, Anthem didn't even go to Southern Regional. I talked to the CFO, his name
Well,
is Rose. He said they were negotiating with St. Joe's. We didn't even know that. So I said, you're going to lose jobs. I said, who are you talking to? They're talking to our 2 senators. You want to know something? I love senators. Gilmore, Lasky, they're my senators. I like them. Guess what? Why do they get all the credit?
Right.
When we do all the work.
Right.
We put it before them.
Yeah,
We do
well-
all the work.
Well, you know something, the Medicaid expansion that was passed was not the Democrat Medicaid expansion. That was a modified Medicaid expansion. And what happened is, if in fact, which was probably not going to happen, if the federal government does not give New Hampshire a waiver, okay, and I don't understand the whole waiver process, how that works or whatever, but suppose if we don't get this waiver, that means in December of 2015, first of all, in March of 2015, enrollment stopped. In 2015, everyone on it goes away, okay? And then we either have to vote to pay for it or do some, or go on the
Yeah,
regular
and
Medicaid
who
expansion.
did that?
The Republicans did that.
And you want to know
because we
something?
want to
And
protect
how much
the
do we
people
pay
of
for
New Hampshire.
Medicaid insurance right now?
50-50.
50-50. So
Right.
that means 50% we have to pay.
Right.
At this point, for 3 years, we pay
100%.
zero.
Right, but you're reeling us
At
into a
the
bankruptcy.
end of 3 years,
You're reeling us in with
over
carrots for 3
another
years.
3-year
It will
period,
go to 90%.
we pay 10%.
Right.
Wow. I wonder how much money that saves
Who
for
is
the
we?
state of New
Wait,
Hampshire.
who is we?
That's us.
Wait,
that's
where,
you.
Where does the
that's
90%
me.
of the
that's
money?
everyone.
But where does the 90% of that money come from that's paying the state of New Hampshire? Who is paying that? The hard-working people in my district, in your district,
Wow.
are paying for that.
And
Their
let I-
taxes are going to go up to
and
cover
I've
that.
got a statistic for you that you guys ought to know. In Canada, They
here
have
we
a
go
larger
again in Canada.
middle class
They come
than the
down
state
here
for
of
10%,
New
that's right.
Hampshire.
Now they're not gonna
He
have
don't
anywhere to
believe
go.
it.
Canada, they're making more money than the United States of America, and here you are. Why? They have insurance.
Can you
They have
bring some
high
Canadians
taxes.
down to talk
Guess
to
what?
us?
But they
High
make
taxes.
more money.
They
There's
redistribute
more
their people's
of
money,
a
their
middle
hardworking people.
class, and guess what? It's working. Here in the United States, it's the Republicans. All you guys are saying no. And now you're doing nothing.
Listen, now
And-
what
and-
you're getting here is a Democrat view and a Republican view here. The Republican view is government, keep your hands out of our pocket,
Oh, God.
stay out of our house, let
Oh,
us
God.
take advantage of the American
my
dream,
God.
not give it to you on
Oh,
a silver platter
please.
and
Okay, I think
redistribute other people's money.
Let's just move on. I had
Okay.
a question for both
You
of you.
go, Judy, get 'em.
Yesterday I saw it was on scrolling down. Did you hear about what's going on with Market Basket?
Oh yeah, I was kind of shocked at that. The CEO got voted out.
Demoulas?
Yes,
Yeah,
and he
Demoulas,
was good
yeah.
to his employees. I've heard all the
Right.
employees
I
talk
don't know.
about him. They even were collecting signatures. I think.
Matter of fact, I
Last summer
signed
they-
that petition there on behalf of the CEO.
So now my question is, what's going to happen with Market? I heard some
With the
people say
costs.
boycott, and I'm like, well, what about all the people that work there?
Right,
If we
yeah, that's-
boycott, then they're going to lose their jobs.
I mean, what a
because they
great
won't-
deal, the 4% to give back to the people out of their profits.
Right, but are they going to stop that? And,
yeah, see,
and
I don't
are
know.
all their
We just-
prices going to go up now? Are they going to?
I will
are their
continue to
employees gonna
support
be
Demoulas
treated
until
poorly
I
now?
see that they start treating their employees worse.
Where do you guys?
I'm just asking
this is-
questions.
this
This
is
is
like-
what was
this
yes,
is like
this was
almost,
yesterday's news.
was
You're
on the
talking
news.
a company that makes several
Yeah.
$billion a
It was on
year.
the news.
Do you really
you jealous?
honestly believe that they would fire somebody who's doing a good job,
it was in the article.
or
Yes.
they could do a better
Yes,
job?
because they wanna make more
That's
money.
business.
Yes, big business
So
thing.
you're talking
Because-
about a grocery
What
store?
happened, it's a
Yep.
family thing. All the people,
It's a
most
new
of,
everybody goes there. Everybody goes
yeah,
to Market
most
Basket.
of the people on their board
Not
are family
really.
members.
You know, where
Not
would you go
everyone.
and
You,
other
you do know
stores
that,
that's
right?
got-
I read the
cost
article
more?
last night. Most of the people, Arthur DeMuller and others that are, whoever's on that board, are all family members. on the
So?
DeMuller. So what happened is the DeMuller, the one that's been in charge for many years, they ousted him a couple nights ago. And then the chief operating officer and some others they ousted.
I think they're cousins.
Because
Aren't they
now when you
cousins?
read the article, which I did last night, it talked about the 4%, they want to pull that back. They want to be able to make more money for their family. They weren't happy that the CEO, instead of giving money to the shareholders, meaning the family members and everyone there, more money to them, the CEO was kicking back to the
So
the
what
people
are
that
you?
were buying.
No, wait a minute.
And the workers.
You're the party of stay out of my pocket, stay out of
Mm-hmm. Right.
my
Yes.
business,
Right.
but yet you're ready to criticize Market Basket and the
Yes.
firing of somebody.
Just
I
throwing
think
out
that's
questions,
a business.
asking your opinion.
We have questions.
I
we want,
think that's
we
a
want more
business,
answers.
but you guys want to stay out of everyone's
what happened
pocket
is they
and
brought us
out of
into it.
everyone's business.
DeMuller's brought us into it when they did their petition from DeMuller's workers, and they were out at all the stores and they dragged us into it
They liked
to be
their
concerned
CEO.
because now they made me Al Baldessau concerned for their employees to make sure that they're not being screwed over.
But hold on a second.
Don't you
and-
care
but
about the
hold on.
employees?
We're
Yes,
just talking
of
about what was
course,
in the news. Where
of
I think you're
course.
Then why
looking to-
don't you come on board with us?
Of
You got some
course
Republican
I
in you.
care. But
He's
guess
got
what?
some Republican in
It's
him.
a business decision, and you guys are for what?
Well, for the people
That's
also.
socialists, for
Well,
God's
no,
sake.
No,
God,
no,
don't
no,
ever
no,
call me
no,
a
never
socialist.
go
I
there.
hate socialism.
Don't you ever go there. You don't see us
Ken,
voting on
Ken, I'm
redistributing money.
offended you would call me
Socialist.
that.
Don't,
Oh.
hey,
They're trying
you
to.
know-
They don't want to
I'm
go
gonna-
into the girls' bathroom.
You know what?
But they
We
want
ought
to
to
steal
buy
somebody's
him
She goes to the
business.
girls' bathroom.
We ought to buy him
I
an
know,
elephant
we should.
tie.
Ought to buy me
Yes,
what?
An
Yeah.
elephant
He-
tie.
yeah, because
necktie.
when he
An
doesn't,
elephant
when he
tie.
don't
And we'll
want the
tie it.
Democrat leadership to know that he's going to vote, vote with the
Secretly-
Republican,
secretly a
he'll get up and
Republican.
walk out rather than protect
Well,
his
hold on,
constituents.
hold on,
He's
hold
put-
on a
this is
second.
all a
Hold-
front,
whoa,
you know.
wait,
It's
wait,
all
wait,
his yelling
wait,
and
wait.
screaming, and that's just a front.
Correct.
He's really secretly. a
But you
Republican.
guys voted for one of my bills.
What's wrong
Oh
with
no!
And
We
guess
did?
what?
What was that
This
bill?
is true. When everybody says everyone should work together, I think everybody realizes, though we argue back and forth, we're friends.
We do,
all
yes,
right?
right.
I had a bill, came in from the Senate, came into Commerce, 160 pages. They wanted us to pass it in 3 days. Guess what it was? The changing of all the corporate laws.
Right, and that was a tough one there, yeah.
All the corporate laws. So who takes it upon themselves? I go over and I say, what's wrong with this bill? And they say, Kenny, well, you ought to see one part of it. And that is where the people who own shares in a corporation have no say. In other words, instead of going in and saying, guess what?
Majority.
I want some information from you before a meeting, 4 months before a meeting. No, you can't have it. And then after the meeting, whatever the question was, legal or not, guess what? It made no difference. We put that back in. Now they have to go, if they wish to, instead of spending money immediately, they can go to Bill Gardner, Secretary of State. He set something up with his people. They have a little hearing. They give his opinion of what it is to save everybody money. Businesses also. But if they don't like it, one side doesn't like it, the other side doesn't like it, they can still go to court. We put a little speed bump into this to slow it down, to make sure the people who have part of a corporation have particular rights. Guess what it passed by? 363 to nothing.
Right.
Guess what the bill passed? 363 to nothing. It went to the Senate. 324 to nothing.
Right, that was a good
I
bill.
am the
Right.
Representative
That was a good
Munns and myself are the
Right.
only people in the last probably 10 years that have done something on a significant bill
Right.
like this. So guess what? I believe in working with one another.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at Representative Catherine Rogers, myself. She'll tell me straight to my
Oh, the
face.
dog bill.
I'm a liberal, not just the canine bill, but also on the, her and I co-sponsored with her on the elderly exploitation bill.
Oh,
and
that's
on the
so many
sick,
sad stories with that.
That's right. And her and I came together, and she couldn't make the hearing. I actually carried the ball and ran with it at the hearing in the Senate, and led the charge on there for Catherine, who was a sponsor. Matter of fact, when we had the bill signing, and I very seldom ever go up for a bill signing, that I ask for on any bills that I sponsor. I don't look for any of that praise BS. But anyways, this was a good bill, and she wanted to have it. And so
Nobody
I went
likes
there.
me.
She had the governor give me a pen because she knew that her and I, there was a bunch of sponsors, but she knew I was one that stood side by side and spoke.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But we went across aisles on this.
Representative, I mean, I'm a Democrat. Obviously, I don't get along too good with the Democratic leadership. You're the only one, as far as I know, Republican, who went to the White House,
Right.
signing with the governor. What do I get as a Democrat? You're a Republican.
Well, I must be doing something right. I was the only state rep in the country
Am I doing
that
something
went to
wrong?
a White House
I'm
forum.
the only
What do you
person who
have
got
on your lap?
100%?
What do you
Yeah.
have on your lap there, that top story?
Yeah, what's that about
Let's
there?
talk about that soldier.
No,
Because
wait a minute.
we're running out of
Whoa.
time there. That's why.
All right, no, okay.
Yes, you've already praised me and everything. You don't have to get down and kiss my feet.
Well,
but thanks
Leave it on a high
anyways.
note. Leave
Yeah,
it on
we
a
can
high
leave it
note.
on a
Let's
high
move on
note.
now.
Leave on a high
Let's
note,
talk on some
right,
good
right,
news
right.
here on that Nashua
Well, I
soldier.
don't know. That's
This
not
is a
good that he
Nashua
passed away.
soldier who grew up
Army Staff Sergeant.
who grew up in Mount Vernon, who lives in Nashua, and he is receiving the Medal of Honor.
That's awesome.
And I don't know too much about medals, but I'll tell you something. Anyone who receives the Medal of Honor receives the highest medal
Right, that's awesome.
for bravery, and you're a soldier,
No, I'm a
and
Marine.
you know
I'm a
they
Marine.
don't give that. Oh, Marines get
Marine.
medals of honor.
Right, yes, but I'm not a soldier.
Yeah,
But
you
guess
don't call
what?
I had to
Marines soldiers.
clarify that.
Guess
Yeah.
what?
I learned that the hard way. Yeah.
This is very
No,
important.
that is. Do you know
know
I
it
went
is.
after Senator Booton last night, a Republican, on a tweet I put out last night? Because what he did was, we had a bill, a study bill there on a Silver Star and a Bronze Star plate. And he wanted the honor remember flag, which we overwhelmingly killed in the House. So he's put an amendment on the plate bill that passed the House. Well, we went to committee of conference. Representative Candace Bouchard invited me to be on that committee of conference, which was awesome. She's a Democrat chair. I'm, Republican. And she said, Al, what do you think? And I told her. She said, okay, then we're going to get up and walk out if it don't go our way.
You're kidding me.
So what happened is, Senator Booton wanted the honor remember amendment there to go forward, and we said, no, we don't want it. The House position is we're not supporting that flag. Okay, the veteran community does not want it. Well, anyways, he said, okay, then let the bill die. Now, the study committee died for the Purple Heart, for the Silver Star, Bronze Star. If that committee was going forward, we could have added in the Medal of Honor plate now. okay, which now we now have a Medal of Honor recipient out of Nashua, and we don't have a plate for him like every other state in the country.
Well,
But that was Senator Booton that screwed that us. Screwed us over.
I think that anybody who wins the Medal of Honor, let's face it, is just
He's a hero.
nuts.
Right. Oh, without a
first of
doubt.
all, crazy.
It takes a lot.
Forgetting what they're doing.
All right, we had a
And they're
soldier
probably the
just
luckiest
die
people
recently.
in the
This isn't
world
the same
to
one?
Right.
to be alive.
No, God bless him. You ain't kidding. He's still alive to enjoy.
No, wait. I thought when I saw the picture, I thought this was the soldier that was just killed.
No,
So
no,
I-
you
No.
mean the Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the
no,
Marine
no,
there. His
So I'm
body
sorry,
just came in.
you cannot call a Marine a soldier.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that Marine there just
you
came
get in
in.
trouble. Like,
God,
so I
what
thought
it
this
sounds
was
like
that
all
one, so-
Marines are Republicans. I
Yeah.
swear to God. Right.
No, Chris, that we were talking about earlier. Chris
Chris
Clay?
Roberts.
Roberts. He's a Democrat and a Marine.
And a Marine?
He's a retired Marine also.
And my father, same thing.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Well, Chris is my brothers.
well,
Democrats
didn't
used to be
you
mad
guys,
'cause him
the
and I worked
Republicans,
together.
want to start an army here in the state of New Hampshire?
No,
weren't
a-
you the guys who
militia.
wanted to start
militia.
a militia?
In accordance with
Oh,
New
I see.
Hampshire
So
Constitution
you guys
that
wanted
many years
to,
never look at.
Let's see. So you don't get your own way. You got a militia. Well, you call it a militia. It's an
Is that
army.
in the New Hampshire Constitution? New York has a militia. Maine, other states, there's other states, I think there's about 15 of them. Maryland have militias.
All southern,
in case
all
of
southern
there's ever an attack
rednecks
or an emergency.
who have
No,
militias.
No, Maryland, no, that's not true. Pennsylvania, I think New York, those aren't southern rednecks. Matter of fact, their main function is,
Minutemen weren't.
constitutionally, is if there's a time of attack or emergencies. Right now, we have a militia in Londonderry. Did you know that? It's
Excuse-
called Alert.
excuse
And
me.
their main function is to
Excuse-
go out
Oh,
in
I
emergencies,
see,
in
I
help,
see.
in search and rescue,
And
and other
don't
stuff.
you have reservists? Isn't that our militia? People who are in the reserves?
No,
That's
no.
not a militia?
No, because it's part of the federal government. They get activated. Our National Guard gets activated under the federal
you
government.
guys in
50%.
guns
It's
get
not.
a little crazy.
Oh, that
Now
come
you
on.
want to
Crazy.
start
Here we
a
go
militia.
again. You know, the gun thing, since you talk about, that's going to go into our next
Aren't
show.
you a Second Amendment
How
supporter?
many
Yeah,
things?
didn't you support us on Second Amendment
Or
on
did
the
you walk on
crazy
that one?
thing the Democrats were trying to do to get their nose under the tent? On there was background checks. Oh, they're not doing this. It's illegal
No,
in New
no,
Hampshire
you know,
to
you-
give a gun to somebody or sell a gun to somebody you don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's
right.
illegal.
The
That's
way,
the law.
The way
under
you guys
159.
did this, it's shameful. In fact, I had a little discussion with you.
It's
He
shameful.
voted right on this.
Did he vote that way?
No, it's just a different bill. I'm just reading ahead. So.
I had a little discussion with you the other day.
We've had many
when I was
discussions.
5 years old,
Friendly discussion.
I went into my parents' bedroom, and my father had a 30-30, and it had a scope on it, and I loved it. I'm only 5 years old. So I put it on the bed, and I
loaded?
was looking through the scope, and I pulled the trigger, and guess what? It was loaded, and blew a hole through the house. You know a 30-30 will do that. Across, there was woods, didn't hit another house.
Was your father a
So
Democrat?
I asked you, would you pass a bill that every gun that's left without the owner would have to have a lock on it, and the only person who could unlock it are the people who are given permission to unlock it, and if anyone else tried, the gun would break, and you said no.
That's right, no.
Why?
Because you want to make criminals out of law-abiding citizens
What-
on an accident.
what- excuse
I
me.
will not do that.
Didn't I just...
I will not turn a criminal, make a law-abiding
how long
citizen a
ago
criminal.
That's how
that?
crazy you guys are on
No,
guns.
it's not crazy.
You don't even
No.
want
Throughout the
safeguards
history
on
of our
guns.
country, there have been guns in the homes, and the children were
That's
taught,
right.
don't touch them, don't
The
touch
kids
them.
used to take their guns to school and put
want-
them in their wall lockers.
I
You
saw
go
pictures of
hunting
that.
You
I
and
saw
go
pictures of that
hunting
show
after
with
school.
Ellen. They brought the guns to school.
You guys won't even have locks
Because
on
where
guns.
are
That's
the
how
facts?
crazy you are
Where
on
are the
this
facts
issue.
that you want to fix
Excuse
something
me.
that's not
Excuse-
broken?
ex-
Where's the facts?
Excuse me.
Where's the
I
facts?
shot a hole through the house.
Oh,
What'd you do that
I
for?
shot a
Because
hole
your father
through
never
the
taught you
house.
safety. You're one of the
and
very-
and I'm saying to you, if you leave a gun, safety should be on it because people can steal it and go out and commit a crime. So if you don't have it and they go out and commit a crime by stealing your gun, you ought to be responsible.
He is probably
No.
one out of 150
That argument
million people.
is the same as
okay,
somebody saying,
that done something
it's your
stupid
fault
like
I
that.
broke into your house because you left the window open.
We probably had maybe 2 cases in it that I could even think of we're accidentally firing. We have had some in hunting areas accidents. That happens. There are more murders with knives and fists and strangulation.
Why won't
Ban
you
the
guys?
knives. Ban the knives.
If
Yeah.
you're
Are we going to ban knives?
Spoons make you fat.
If
Ban
you
the
come
spoons.
home, I'll tell you what. Ban knives
And
yes,
hammers.
We will ban knives when 25,000
How much time we have
people a
left?
year are killed. We will ban knives.
Tell you what, if you
We'll,
take a
we'll
look,
make them
hey,
not.
look at China.
You can only use it for peanut butter.
Look at
That
China
cooler.
a few days before the Connecticut shooting. There was somebody with a knife,
remember
okay,
that
in the
story.
school with 20-something children that they stabbed. Look at also about a week after.
Excuse
there was
me,
other
how
case there
about
at a
the other
daycare in
one?
China. Now they have no guns.
Excuse me.
With a hatchet.
You know, Al. The problem is that sounds good in other countries.
You're always blaming everyone
but
else, so I
there
figured
is
I'd be like
one
you.
every week now in schools where someone's getting shot, somebody's
Every
getting
week.
killed
No,
with
Every
no,
week.
no.
guns.
And all
Every
those areas with
single
shootings are places
week.
where the guns were banned.
There's always no gun zones where there's shootings.
Yeah, no gun
because
zones.
the criminal knows they can take advantage and make a
These
name for
were
themselves
kids.
in a
If you're a
no-gun
criminal
zone.
These were
and you
not
see the sign that says no guns
malicious.
allowed,
There's no
oh, I
gun
can't
zone.
rob
not
this place.
people who were 30 years old. These were mentally ill.
Look
Oh,
at-
wait a minute. Mentally ill. Wasn't you guys who got rid of a lot of the mentally ill programs so you could balance your budget and people mentally ill
Under
in
the
Nashua?
recommendations
Two
of the
committed
Health and Human
suicide.
Service Commissioner.
Two
Under
publicly.
the recommendations.
Instead of killing somebody else,
Hey,
publicly,
listen, read my
they
lips.
hung themselves from a bridge,
Read
so
my lips.
everybody
is,
would
why
see
are
it.
so many people mentally
Why?
ill?
Because you guys got rid of all of the
No, that's
Under
the
it's
mental.
after
Oh no, you
fact.
took
that
all the
commission-
money away.
Why is everybody
and in
so
fact,
many people mentally
and
ill?
in
Why?
fact,
What's the cause?
New Hampshire was fined because we didn't have enough mentally ill
Read my
programs.
lips. You're not going to steal the
That's-
show
oh,
on
no.
this. Under the recommendation of the Health and Human Services Commissioner, who submits his budget and on how he can do business better. That's a bunch of BS.
Well, wait a minute. You just said that if somebody voted against Bill O'Brien the way he liked it, especially a committee chairman, they got thrown out.
No,
So
No,
now,
no,
on
no,
that
no.
right to
now-
work because we were so
That
close.
was one.
Now
That was
they're-
only the
now
right
you're
to
saying
work.
that when somebody comes along and says you got to cut 10% out of your budget, you have to cut it out because you'll get fired if you don't
Well, come
cut
on
it
now,
out.
give it a break. You guys
Excuse me,
call it
well,
a cut.
You guys.
The commissioner asked for $40 million more
and you wanna
in
know
his
what?
budget. The Republicans gave him 20. They didn't give him the whole 40. So you call it a $20 million
took
cut.
mental illness.
But you all call it-
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, this is important.
You
You need to
guys
listen to this.
did this.
Listen. Okay.
If he can't
My-
manage his money, then I don't know what to tell
They
you.
asked for this much
He needs to
money.
go.
They had this much before. They got this much. Okay, is that maybe I should
Yeah.
make it bigger?
Hey.
It's not a cut. They didn't get as much as they
and
asked for, but they still
that's-
got
They
as
wanted
much
40.
more.
I'm giving you
That's
exact numbers. They
the
wanted 40
reason
million.
why
The Republicans gave him 20.
Okay, now here's
Republicans-
an analogy.
Here it is. That's
No.
the reason
Oh,
why
I'll
the
tell you.
Republicans
How much time
lost,
do you say?
because they used their hands by going like
No,
this.
we use our hands
going
because
like
we're
that,
Italian.
and we're using
What?
computers.
No, we use our hands because we're Italian. We can't help it. So our spouses
right.
know if they want us to stop talking, they grab our hands. So
Oh,
does your wife
that's
do that to
assault.
you?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, my
no,
God.
they grab our
Not
hands. It
Italian.
gets
Under
to
you
stop
guys,
talking.
that's
We're
assault.
Italian.
Yeah,
we
my
can't
mother
help
used
it.
to-
It's in our
my
blood.
mother used to do the
All right, now
same thing,
listen,
yeah.
listen. My old job, I was a fitness professional. Let's just say that I asked for a raise. Let's say I was getting $20 a class and I wanted $30 a class, and they only gave me $25 a class after I asked for the raise. I can say they cut my pay because I
Right,
wanted
that's
to.
what the
So
Democrats do all
that's
the
what
time.
happened with the whole Health and Human Services
That's right.
Department with those cuts.
You
That's what it was, and we talked
guys
about this on the
got
show.
rid of so much work on mental illness.
Okay,
the
repeat
programs.
what you said
Guess what
about the
happened?
That's not true. Let me try
The
this
state
again.
of New Hampshire
The Health and Human
was
Services Commissioner.
fined.
Just tell them. He's not
They
yet.
were
he's
Tell
not
them.
listening.
fined.
I'm going to speak to the camera. The Health and Human Services Commissioner designs and makes the budget. The Republicans decide, or when we were in charge, on the money. He wanted $40 million more. We did not go for the $40 million because there's only so much money. We gave him $20 million more. Now, how he spends that money is up to him, the governor's picks of the commissioner. That's not the Republicans or the Democrats' fault. But yet they're going to blame somebody like
all
Obama
right,
still blames Bush.
Okay, so that's
Maybe- do you think all this is
that
Bush's
sounds
fault?
really good. So what you're saying,
question.
you let them keep what there was and you gave them $20 million
more, yes.
Then they got rid of 5.5 social workers that cost the state of New Hampshire $465,000. They came before us and said, we save the state of New Hampshire 1.5 million. We keep people out of jail. We keep families together. We
Okay.
keep the mentally ill, all right,
The social
in their
workers-
programs. And guess what happened? It was you guys
The
took the
social
money away
workers-
and they got fired.
That's not true. The
$4.5
the social workers
social
that were
workers.
pulled
Shame.
were from Nashua, from the
Shame.
homeless veterans program to go to someone else.
Shame on you guys.
They cut the budget.
Shame.
The Democrats cut the budget for the Harbor Homes.
Shame on you guys.
On the mental health program there. They had the mental health program in Harbor Homes. They cut the budget because other groups in Nashua were jealous that the money went to the veterans program.
Here we go.
So that's where they cut the
You
money.
know,
I looked into this
you
after
you
you made that
Republicans
comment.
can't
Tell
keep
the
getting
truth.
away
Look in the
by
camera
making
and
statements
tell the
like
truth.
that. And the
I love
fact
this guy.
is,
He never gives the
4.5 social workers were fired for
Where did they come from?
465,000.
Where would they pull from?
465,000.
What happened in
They
Nashua?
saved 1.5 million, and you guys took the money away.
What happened in Nashua? What did they do to the Harbor Homes, to the mental health program?
Oh,
what happened to them?
And by the way,
homeless
you
veterans,
know
what
where
happened?
those social workers worked?
Well,
Not in Nashua, all Hillsborough County.
well, then they were the ones that were assigned to the Harbor
Hillsborough
Homes.
County.
They were assigned to
Shame.
Harbor Homes. The homeless veteran. They shut
were
down the
not
program.
completely
They
assigned
shut down
to
the program under that
No,
commissioner.
You know, come on now. Come on now.
Why would I just wake up and say
listen,
this
hold
here if
on
it's
a
not
second.
fact?
You're from what?
But you know
Kuwaiti
what?
War.
I've been on the
I'm
Veterans
from the
Committee.
Vietnam War, and I got some
Korean
news
War?
for you.
No,
You're
Korean
I
War.
know.
not that old.
Korean War.
Did you
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did. Didn't you
No, I
just
didn't
say you're from the
Iraqi,
Korean
no.
War?
Oh, I was from Desert Storm.
Desert Storm, excuse
Right.
me.
But I
All right.
served in the war.
I'm like, oh, you're
Were you in the
old. Oh, you're in
military?
the Korean War.
Were you in the military?
No.
Then why are you even bringing that up then?
Why?
Yeah,
Because
why are you even bringing that up?
Oh, so
Why
are
would you even use
are
that
you
as an
trying to tell
analogy?
me there are so many veterans who are
Because
absolutely crazy?
you-
They need
No, I
4.5.
don't ever say they're crazy.
Well,
Don't
you're the
call
one
them
that
that.
took it
veterans that
away.
have PTS, post-traumatic stress issues, that come back. There was a mental health program in Nashua at Harbor Homes, at the homeless veterans shelter. You all cut under that commissioner the money that the program that went to them and put it out somewhere else.
wonder
They
why-
pulled the mental health social workers.
And guess what?
Give the facts
As
where
I
it was
said
pulled.
earlier, the state takes the money away, brings it back to the community with less money,
Less money.
because you guys did it.
$20 million less.
You're the one. In fact, the state was sued.
We should just let it
And
go.
they
We
lost.
have 7 minutes left. All right, in the last
Yeah.
7 minutes, should we talk about next term? And what committee do you want to be on next term, assuming?
Should I look
assuming
out for
do?
you? Make sure you get a good parking spot.
Oh, did
when
you
we're
want
in
to sit by
leadership.
us again?
Absolutely.
Because you know something,
Al and you, I mean,
Same
Janine,
place,
is
but
your
let's go
town
to a
like
different-
my town, that you have one Democrat in, like, even some of the Democrats I talked to are very unhappy with the Democrat representative of my town.
She's
for
voted
voting for
against
the
us,
gas tax,
99%
oil
of the time.
tax, cigarette tax. Every tax that was there, she
stop with the
voted.
cigarette tax, okay, guys?
But I'm saying is your Democrat the same? I'm talking to you right now. We're going to ignore him.
You have
Is-
to admit the cigarette tax
you
was
smoke?
the biggest mistake.
No, I don't.
No,
I
no, I
don't.
don't
I don't
think so.
believe so.
I
no,
don't
no.
think so.
Loss
Lots
of
of people
It
smoke.
attracts
Lots of
people
million
Yep.
dollars.
It attract people
A
in to
loss
spend money in our
of
stores, our
40
shopping mall, our gas stations.
million people. Well, why? Let me ask you a question.
We're a tourist
we
state.
We added a dime. Massachusetts added $1 per pack, and you're
But Maine and
complaining.
Vermont did.
Yeah, so
because-
let's come.
Oh,
Let them come
I
over
see.
here to buy
Maine
their
is
So
a
we
cigarettes.
ought to cut it out.
If you look at the volume, and I was part of the leadership there, O'Brien leadership, if you look at the volume in New Hampshire, our volume has dropped down drastically, okay, here
What?
in New Hampshire
What?
compared to Maine,
What?
Massachusetts,
The volume
and
what?
Vermont.
The volume what?
Our volume of cigarettes being sold
You're
was
kidding
dropping.
me.
Okay, yes. Yes,
What?
it was,
Excuse me,
being
and
dropped.
where are
See,
they going?
Ken, you didn't
So
look
they're
at the
saying
whole
in
picture.
Massachusetts?
You didn't look at the whole picture.
$1
Now, there was
more
a
a pack?
trigger.
Do you know they're
a
smuggling
trigger.
cigarettes into New York because the
$1 more
taxes are so
a pack.
high?
Will you hear me real quick?
And they
a
are not
trigger
coming to New
was
Hampshire?
put on the 10-cent tax. Bill O'Brien said, we want to attract people from other states to come in. We're a tourist state. It come out of your mouth earlier. We want to attract people in to spend money in our restaurants, our gas stations, our stores. 7-day stores come in to New Hampshire. Let's drop it, but we'll put a trigger. If we lose money within a year, then that will go away.
You lost money in the first year. You lost $20 million.
But the bottom line is we recruit
you can't lose
$77
$40
million
million
surplus.
on a tax. And by the way, for anyone who wishes to know, Bill O'Brien did take the 10 cents off.
New Hampshire have a surplus?
And guess what? The very day it came off,
Why are we
the
losing money right
cigarette
now?
company added another 10 cents per pack. In other words, it was
Well,
a
they may
wash.
have done that anyway.
fair.
Yeah,
It
but then
was
it would have been
a
20
wash.
cents. But it would have been 20
Shame
cents.
on you guys.
The bottom line
No,
is
it would have been 20 cents.
we still attracted people. Our volume went up.
You didn't.
We
It
spent
stayed
more
the
money.
same.
We
It
made
stayed the
money
same.
in gas
10
tax.
off, they put
we
10
made
on, it
money
stayed
in
the
our
same.
food,
Where
in our
were they-
restaurants, in our hotels.
Where were they
The money-
coming from? If they,
Do you smoke, by the way?
if Massachusetts,
Tell you what,
if
the end result,
Massachusetts,
was there a surplus under the O'Brien budget? The end result, was there a surplus? The end result, was there a surplus?
oh God.
Was yes or no? A simple question.
All right, no, I
Was
hope
there a
we have a
surplus?
minute left. Yes, there was a surplus.
Okay, all right.
okay.
Hey, okay, Ken,
But
tell us that.
let's-
We'll leave it
let
at
us
that.
get
Hey,
something
Look at that.
straight.
Anyway, that was a great
Yeah, that was a great
show.
show.
Thanks
There
for being on the show
was
again.
a
Thanks, Ken.
surplus
Hey, Ken, how do people get in touch with you?
of the deal that has been going on since 1991 that came in with Judd Gregg. They had a deal with the hospitals. They taxed the hospitals a particular
talking
amount
about
of
the Medicaid
money.
Expansion
The
Tax,
money
Medicaid?
came into the state. The government would pay more money back to the state. The state would give it back to the hospitals. And guess what? Everyone was happy. You guys come in.
Are you happy?
You take the money away from the hospital people, okay?
Because of
And then
federal
you
law.
don't give it back when it
Because of
comes in.
federal law,
And
we
guess
were
what
scamming.
happens?
The state
They
was doing it
sue
illegal.
you.
Under Republicans and Democrats,
And we
the
might
state was wrong.
$400 million.
Listen to me. Read my lips. Under Republicans and
Shame on
Democrats,
you
first
guys.
Judge Gregg, the Republican,
Shame.
Democrats throughout the years, we were doing things illegally wrong. We were taxing somebody, taking the money, showing the federal government in one hand we got this much money from taxes, and giving the money back. It's illegal.
Wait a minute.
O'Brien was the first one to step up and
if we're
fix
going to
it.
have to pay
We
back
were wrong.
approximately $400 million,
180,
then
not
oh,
400,
okay. I'm
180,
sorry, it's 180,
180.
but it's more, but
Right,
180.
180.
But we have to pay that back. So now you're saying that under the O'Briens,
We don't even have to pay it back yet. The Supreme Court hasn't made the
the
decision.
O'Brien's house has got to pay back 180 million, but yet you had a
don't know
what?
yet.
A surplus?
A judge,
That doesn't work.
two judges
I'll tell
that
you what.
made the decision
But-
that don't understand. It's going
There's
to the
three
Supreme
cups.
Court.
Let's use the
The
cups.
Supreme Court is the final decision.
The Supreme
It's going
Court.
to New Hampshire Supreme Court. So right now you're assuming you all want to fix something that you're not sure that's broken. You don't know for sure if it's unconstitutional. The Supreme Court will make the final decision. How do people get in touch with you? How much time
Yeah,
we got?
we got 2 minutes left, so how do...
2 minutes. Okay, my name is Ken Gidge, and I'm a representative from Nashua, Ward 6, and I always say if it's good for Ward 6, it's good for the state of New Hampshire. And no, it's true.
Tax and
It's
spend.
exactly-
Tax and...
Yeah, it's good for New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, it's like, and you want to. This is the interesting thing. You know why they have me? Because they had 3 other people who couldn't show up, so they called me and they said, "Will you come on?" And now they're taking such a beating. In other words, I'm number 4, but I'm the best because I
still
don't
love
agree
him.
with them.
We
But
still
hey,
love
we
Ken.
gave you the whole hour.
All right.
Ken is my friend, by the way.
All right.
So
No,
anyone
wait a
knows
minute.
that.
And I'm
I-
also on YouTube. Oh, YouTube. Go to and look for Gidge.
And you're an artist.
On YouTube. Yeah, that's
You're an
right.
artist.
And I also have a website called Gidge World, Gidge World. That's an art, okay? An art, program. You can see it with all sorts of other things on
I
that.
don't want his head to swell, but he is a good artist.
And
I'd like to see.
and also you can get me. My telephone number is 603
Ken, you just took up 10 minutes. Ken.
864
Can you
9332.
say that again?
Facebook
No, your phone
No, your
number
phone
again.
number,
I
because
cut
we
you
were
off.
talking and we missed it.
603-864-9332.
And that's also
And
on
thank
the
you very
website.
much.
You're welcome. That's on the website.
And Janine, how do they get in touch with you?
The state website. Email's the best way to get in touch with me. I check my email just about every day.
And mine, albaldasau.com. or you can reach me on my home phone number, 425-6997. Or give me a call. Stop by the house. We'll have coffee if you have any issues.
Oh, God.
I have butted his
Stop by
comments
the
here about
house.
3 people in front of him. A couple of those people in front of him were Democrats here in town that did not want to come on. So the door is open for any Democrat to call me, and if you want to sit in this seat and go back and forth like my friend here,
Oh, my
Ken,
God.
then you're more than welcome
Yeah,
to come on. I
when
am
they don't
challenging
have
you
anyone
to come
else,
on
Oh,
board.
yeah.
they may call
Janine,
you.
once again, a great
Chicken,
show.
Chicken.
Thank you.
Ken, it's always a pleasure.
All right.
Always a pleasure. Welcome
is.
to Londonderry.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for
Great
watching
town.
Who's Looking Out for You.
We'll see you next time.